On this week's episode, we talk to Yogesh once again on spark plugs, how they work, the importance, and what are the performance upgrades on spark plugs. So, welcome to the Motorad podcast, Yogesh. We've got you back for some expert knowledge once again from last time's bearings. We thought this time we'd decode spark plugs, and there's a lot about spark plugs. It's maybe a very small thing, but it does a lot more to what it is. So we thought we'd understand spark plugs. So let me first ask you the purpose of a spark plug, and what is really needed for.
Hi everyone. So basic duty of a spark plug is to produce spark. But as the time went by, the spark plugs have become way too advanced. So for example, I'll tell you, in 1980s, the bikes which were there, or any SI engine which was used on any moped or any motorcycle or any car, they just had a basic spark plug. So spark plugs were almost common for all the engines. Not 1980, like 1960 onwards, they started working on spark plugs to make a specific spark plug for the specific engine. So like today, what we have are almost specific spark plug designed for a specific type of engine. So nowadays spark plugs are very advanced if you compare what they were like 20-30 years back. Today they are very advanced. So how a spark plug, a simple thing which looks like a spark plug, and in normal bikes it costs only 70 rupees, 100 rupees, 150 rupees, or say it costs 1500 rupees. So it's such a tiny thing and such a price difference is there. So everybody do the same thing. They just produce spark at the given interval to burn the fuel inside the combustion chamber. So how do spark plugs matter? Yes, today they matter a lot, because earlier you could take any spark plug, match the thread, match the height and put it. There was no difference. But today it doesn't work like that. For example, if you take a Ducati, it has a spark plug, and now you take a BMW, it has the same looking, same threading, same specifications, threading, height of that spark plug, fitment of that spark plug is exactly the same. But once you put a spark plug, BM spark plug in a Ducati, or a Ducati spark plug in a BMW, then the electronics start to fail. Then people wonder, then why, what went wrong? Everything is same. Then what happened? So there is a very huge difference. Even if the fitments are same, the spark plug internal construction is not same. So should I continue?
Yeah, but that is dependent on the manufacturer and how they want it, what they want to do from that engine. That's what they say. Okay.
So the biggest question, every mechanic and the person who knows about spark plugs, knows about motorcycle, any engines, who works on any engine. I don't know how many people's mind this question has crossed, but this is a question. How do you determine what kind of spark plug is used for which engine? What factors determine? I'm not going into that because it's a very big thing. So this is a question, like what factors determine what spark plug is used in what engine? For example, if you use a spark plug in a 150cc engine, so same capacity engine from another manufacturer uses a different spark. So what are the factors which determine why they have changed the spark? So uh, that is a deep thing, but there are factors which determine what spark plugs has to be used on a
On what bike?
specific
Right.
bike.
Yeah. So do the so if I was to so for somebody not getting too technical into it, if I took a spark plug and if I saw the model number, if you decode the whole thing, does that give you the sense of what that plug is supposed to do?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so let's take an example of maybe a CR9EK.
Okay.
Yeah.
CR9EK. So a spark plug numbered. It's a CR9EK is an NGK plug.
Yeah.
For example, you take a same compatible plug from Denso. You will have UR
Yeah.
series. You take a Bosch spark plug. You will have a UR series spark plug. You take a Champion. It will have RC series spark plug. So
Got it.
like that, the companies change, the names change, but basically the construction of the spark plug is same.
Okay.
So it's a compatible plug. They call it compatible.
So what does it mean? Now what
It means,
what do
I'll
those
tell you.
mean?
So
What
we will take this NGK
Yeah.
CR9EK.
Yeah.
So what does C stands for? C is a copper electrode. C stands for copper. It's a copper electrode. R stands for resistive. That electrode has an amount of resistance in it. For example, if you measure, you take the tip of that spark plug, the top outer and the inner electrode. You measure on a multimeter, it will give you resistance.
Okay.
So CR means resistance. R is for resistance.
Yeah.
9 is the heat range.
Okay.
That spark plug is designed for a particular heat range of that
Yeah.
motor. That motor can stand that particular heat range. That's the maximum heat range you can use.
Yeah.
That's the minimum heat range you can use. So maximum minimum heat range, that mean difference is 9. So
Okay.
they put 9. CR9.
Yeah.
Copper electrode, resistive, heat range is 9. So you take a 8, it's a colder plug.
Okay.
In NGK you take 8, it is a hotter plug. You take 7, it's more hot. So there is a hot plug and there is a cold plug. So that's how it's determined. CR9 is specific heat range. So if you take 10 as the maximum from NGK, it's actually 13. But you take 10 as maximum. So CR9 is almost cold plug.
Yeah.
If you take 10 as
But cold as in
Cold
the
as in its
condition, or is it
condition?
the condition or the engine is running cold? Engine runs at that heat.
It's how it's determined is it's the combustion heat generated. It's the amount of compression pressure which compresses that air to that temperature
Yeah.
where that plug is, that plug has to be suitable. If you take a 7,
Yeah.
you from 9 you go to 7 heat range, so it becomes hot plug. How that is changed means how you change within a single same type of plug with same dimensions, how you change the heat range is, we'll do this on some day.
It's a bit.
It's a bit,
So you're saying that engines that run like typically
it's
Ducati.
compression inside. So compression pressure.
So typically Ducati engines run high compression and they have high heat. So their plugs would be at 7, 8. Is that where they're going to be? Like usually that's where they should be.
No. See, you take a Yamaha.
Yeah.
Yamaha runs on a very high compression.
Okay.
So they use 10 series spark plug.
Okay.
So this is CR10EK. Yamaha comes with a CR10EK.
Yeah.
Because of the compression pressure. See how compression pressure produces heat is like if you compress air, it produces heat.
That's right.
So that is how that is determined. That inside that compression chamber, how much heat is generated, and in that amount of heat, that spark plug should sustain the heat of that chamber. And not only the spark plug, if you put a hotter spark plug, for example, you put a 7 series spark plug in that, 7EK, you put a 7EK spark plug inside it, heat generated will be more. So the fuel which is going on is same.
Yeah.
Air which is coming in is same. So fuel and air mixture is same. But the amount of heat it is generating, it is designed as per the factory. Say it is the heat inside the compression chamber is say 100 kilojoules. So you put a CR9 EK, it is matched with that 100 kilojoules.
Got it.
If you put a 7 EK, now the temperature increases because of that hotter spark plug. That spark, it needs a hotter environment.
Got it.
7 is for a hot engine. You put a 7 series spark plug, it will not produce that much efficiency in that engine.
Got it. Okay.
So CR7 is heat range.
Yeah.
E is the type of threading, the type
Yeah.
of means the construction of that spark plug.
Got it.
K is number of electrodes. EK. K means electrodes. How electrodes? So EK means it has twin electrodes side by side.
Yeah.
So you take CR9E.
Yeah.
So CR9 is C is for copper, R is for resistance, 9 is for heat range, E is for the construction.
Yeah.
The thread diameter, the depth of that spark plug, the electrode construction, how it is.
Yeah.
When K comes, it is twin
Double
electrode.
electrode.
EK is twin electrode. Now you want to put iridium spark plug. So you take a CR9E. That's same. How you know that's an iridium? So iridium is differentiated by I. I for iridium, P for platinum. That is a type of electrode they are using. IX. IX is for iridium.
Got it.
Platinum will call CR9EGP.
Yeah.
Means ground electrode is platinum.
Yeah.
GP, ground electrode is platinum.
Yeah. But are these a performance upgrade? Is it?
They are
Yes.
performance upgrades. See, normal spark plug with a copper electrode,
Yeah.
say it will last with a given engine 20,000 kilometers. Some recommend 12,000 kilometers. Replace 12,000 kilometers. In newer engines, it's not needed. They are very high quality spark plugs. Say at least, but 20,000 they need to replace. But iridium spark plugs, their life is way high because construction of that copper electrode with the spark, it's eroding.
Yeah.
Erosion is there. Every 5,000 kilometers you remove the spark plug, you put a gap in that. There is a measured gap.
Yeah.
Now there is a calculation also. What factors determine the electrode gap?
Yeah.
That is also.
Yeah.
So say for example 0.7 is a factory set gap. You put 0.7 on the electrode, and if it after 5,000 you remove, you will see it has become 0.8 or 0.9.
Yeah.
So it is eroding.
Yeah.
And if the engine is old, it's producing there is a leakage in the cylinder, oil is bypassed, so it will have carbon deposits in that.
Yeah.
Normal copper electrode.
Yeah.
But in iridium, the flash temperature and the flashing of that current and the arc which is formed is way too high compared to a copper electrode because of the material iridium. And iridium is a harder material.
So the lesser carbon deposits.
So lesser, it's a self-cleaning plug.
Got it.
So people, earlier times I recall, even in my training also, the Denso company, Denso used to market it not as an iridium,
Yeah.
as a self-cleaning spark plug. They used to market it that way, self-cleaning spark plug. No need to open the engine spark plugs for 50,000
But
kilometers.
even the gapping is
No
not.
need.
Oh.
In iridiums. Platinum is a stage lower than iridium. But platinum also, you don't need to replace at 20,000, or you don't need to gap it at 20,000, but you need to gap it at 30,000, or maybe replace at 30,000. But iridium's life is 50,000 to 1 lakh direct.
And is there a performance upgrade in the way the bike will behave?
Yes,
Or
yes.
is there a power upgrade? Does that, all these things, do people who are riding on a day-to-day basis feel it, or is it just a better plug to put on your motorcycle?
There is no power upgrade. See, the people should forget this.
Yeah.
That a spark plug will increase their power. No, nothing happens like that. How how should I put it for people?
So that's your
No,
last
it's
question.
like
So you can think about it.
no. I'll give simple example. While breathing,
Yeah.
when you breathe, your nose has two holes.
Yeah.
That hole is specific size,
It
specific
can
size.
take only that much. Yeah.
It can take only that much. But if you take two fingers and just open that nostril,
Yeah.
your breathing becomes more easy. That is what that people will say, like it's a nose to air filter हो गया ना खींचने वाला नहीं. I'm just giving an example. That is what that spark plug does. Iridium.
Yeah.
It makes that air and fuel which is coming.
It burns it properly.
It burns it properly.
So it's a cleaner
Iridium,
burn.
because of that arc which is formed and the what do you call the
The spark that comes.
the spark that comes with the iridium is way much better than the copper. Copper has one thin line, 2 or max 3
Yeah. Yeah.
with a higher revving engine. That copper electrode has 3 lines, line arc. Matlab the arc which is from between the ground and the electrode is a line in copper.
Got it.
But in iridium, it's like a
Like a thing.
oval shape,
Got it.
oval type this thing, and it increases in size as the RPM increases. So the efficiency of that combustion chamber increases.
So you say that it burns fuel better.
Better.
So basically your engine is running cleaner.
Yes.
And would it make a very minimal increase in fuel efficiency? Because it's burning better,
Yes, it will make.
but not like a drastic.
Not like a drastic change.
Yeah.
See, that is 5 to 8% difference between a normal plug and an iridium plug.
Got it.
But that difference, if you compare to the life of that plug, is way too high. 20,000 and 1 lakh kilometers or 50,000 is way high.
Got it.
Iridium spark plugs and normal spark plug both have one drawback. If fuel has water in it, water content, and if you are riding at a hot engine, and somehow that water goes in,
Yeah.
injector sprays water also, and somehow water droplets come in contact with the electrode. Iridium's plug sustain it, means that bulb thing, that
It'll still burn
oval
it.
spark will become a line spark because water has it will short it. But iridium will run. Normal spark plug will die.
So it'll foul
It will foul immediately.
Yeah.
So that is also one advantage and a drawback also, because iridium spark plug will 2-3 times if it gets water contact shorts, it will die immediately.
Got it. Great. I think that was an interesting theory lesson on spark plug, which even I didn't know much about. But yeah, no, it's such a small thing, but it makes it's a critical.
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, Yogesh. Thanks again.
Yes.
We'll come back again for the more theoretical part of. Thanks for listening to this podcast. I want to hear your stories, your motorcycle experiences, what you've been doing, and how motorcycles have made your life better. So if you have something to say, DM us on Instagram, and I'll be more than happy to get you on this podcast.